Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to talk about the 7 luxury makeup products that are absolutely worth every penny to me. Oddly enough, I normally wear the products that I'm talking about in the video on my face, but I was planning on recording my Beautylish Lucky Bag today, but I just got notice a few minutes ago that it's delayed again. By the time it arrives, it'll be a whole week later than it was supposed to because we are having the worst snow in the Pacific Northwest. And where I live, we're used to it. But on the West Coast, like where Portland and Seattle are, and everything kind of either goes through Portland or Seattle before it starts trickling out to the eastern edge of the state. Oh my goodness, they don't know how to handle snow or ice, and there's been a ton of ice and it's been really treacherous. So like all of my packages are like pending. So forgive me, I think there's only one of these that I'm wearing on my face today. Here's what's funny. I don't have a go-to foundation concealer routine. So you're not gonna see one of those in this today. And that's because I tend to lean on other things as kind of like staples. And I'm willing to change up concealer and foundation, but if I'm gonna set it with anything, like my absolute favorite thing right now, and I can't wait to get a full size of these Givenchy Prismaline powders. Okay, so I got this one last year. This is the lightest one in pastel mousseline. It has the blue, the lavender, the green, and the white in here. These are the lightest, most beautiful, blurring powders. They're incredible. This is the one when I was making an order on the Givenchy website that they recommended for the shade of foundation that I wear. I wear the shade N95 in both the concealer and foundation in the Care and Glow Prismaline formula. But then I got a mini of this. This is the shade 03 Voile Rosé. And this has like one kind of peachy tone, mostly kind of like pale flesh toned, and then the rest of it is all like pale pinks. My heart. I wish I had this in the mini and this in the full size, but let me tell you, when the next Sephora sale comes, I'm buying a full size of this. This has made, like this formula has made such a huge difference. Now that I'm getting older, I definitely have more fine lines under the eyes. I have more visible pores. I definitely have product that can sometimes sink into my forehead lines or nasal labial folds. And I find that this sets my face without looking heavy. I'm gonna be 49 in a week. And I find that when I'm able to set whatever makeup, drugstore foundation, drugstore concealer, high-end luxury with this powder, game changer. This is fantastic. The other powder that I have used like regularly for the past decade and a half, man, I can't stop with this powder. It's like, I don't know how to quit you. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting. I use the shade Diffuse Light. Oh my goodness, the fact that I've already hit the terracotta tile. I can't tell you how many compacts of this I've gone through since I discovered it first 16 years ago. I was pregnant with my first child, and she's gonna be 16 in March. It was around Thanksgiving. So it's been a little over 16 years. In love, never go without it. Will always have this in my collection. This makes not just like a big difference. If I feel like I've over blushed with fair skin, it's pretty easy to do. A little bit of this over the skin. If I feel like the rest of my look isn't like really gelling together, a little bit of this over. Sometimes when I like am on vacation and I don't want to take too many things, I'll take just this. It's beautiful under the eye. It's got a little bit of radiance to it. I love this so much. And I know it's expensive. It's almost $50. Totally worth it to me. And I feel like this is the sort of thing, the fact that I've been buying it and buying it and buying it for the last 16 years, I think that says a lot. This next item is something that I fell in love with last spring. And I have used it so much. Man, I almost feel like, where have you been my whole life? I know. And I know that Gucci makeup is sometimes ridiculously expensive. I mean, come on, the prices, and most luxury makeup is that way, but I mean, really, but it's so good. So the fact that you cannot see the word Gucci that's normally right across the center here, that says a lot. Being fair, I don't use a ton of bronzer, but this is one of those formulas that, first of all, blends beautifully. Second of all, I can actually, like, if I'm not paying attention and I'm, watching a video, I'm getting my makeup on and I start like dabbing it on, and the next thing I know, certain bronzers like, what happened? And this one never does. I don't know whether it's the shade 01. This is the lightest shade. I don't know whether it's because this bronzer has a slightly pink lean to it. It is beautiful. It is whisper thin, but it gives some bronzing, and it brings some life to the face in such a different way than more warm leaning bronzers. Because there's a little bit of pink in this. This is just stunning. Now, I don't know whether any of the other shades of this Gucci bronzer are as miraculous, but if you have fair skin and you're always struggling to find something that's not too warm, not too orange, not too fake looking, yes, this for me kind of changed the bronzer game, and I have to constantly remind myself to use a different bronzer because I've got so many really good ones, but this one is just like right at the top. As I was looking through my blush collection, I was kind of like, do I talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blush Wand, which is excellent, love, or do I talk about the ones that I've had longer and I purchased a second shade? Now, when you have as many blushes as I do, I'm more likely to get a new formula I haven't tried so I can review it and satisfy my curiosity and share it with you, as I am to pick up a secondary color. But the minute I have multiple colors of the same formula, that's when I know this is a standout product. And I would have to say that about the Pat McGrath blushes. Now, I don't have one of the duos. All I have are the original shades. And this one here is the shade Flirtatious. This might be the most perfect kind of nude leaning pale pink blush in my collection. I love it. This is like the answer to so many of my conundrums. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. My eye makeup and my face makeup don't work. A little bit of this. Or I want something that looks natural and doesn't look too heavy. A little bit of this. I love this so much. The other shade I had was the first one I got, and this is Nude Venus. It's a little bit warmer. This one has a little bit of gold pearl in it, and it doesn't really make it shimmery or glittery or highlightery. It just has a really beautiful finish, but the fact that I'm losing the pan embossings on both of these, and they're pretty deep pan embossings, like this one especially, I love these. These are so good. And I feel like even though Pat McGrath prices are really steep, I don't always understand it for the eyeshadows. I don't get it for the lipsticks. I do get it for the cheek products, the highlighters, the bronzer, but especially these single tone blushes. I have not tried the duo tones, so I couldn't speak to those, but these guys here, man, these are both just so good. I did pick up one of the holiday palettes that has two other shades in there. Also amazing. I really do like the Pat McGrath blushes. So this next product is probably not the Lisa Eldridge product you're expecting me to talk about. Now, there is no mistake. I have a huge Lisa Eldridge playlist. I will link it for you in the description box. But I have a deep and abiding love affair for Lisa's lipsticks. Like all three bullet formulas, oh, my heart, my heart. I love Lisa's lip liners. I feel like she does lip products so well, and her nuanced colors are what continue to pull me in for eyeshadow, for lipstick. Even when she had her liquid blushes, here's hoping she repackages and relaunches those again, because the nuanced colors are everything my heart wants and I don't get from other brands. But the one thing I would be remiss in not pointing out that is always something I'm willing to pay top dollar for are these guys. These are the Elevated Glow Liquid Highlights. This is the lightest shade in Pink Moon. You can see I'm nearly done with it. I do also have the one in Divine Rose. It's a little bit deeper. My favorite one is this one here in Crystal Nebula. Okay, first time I tried this product, I put it on. I was recording a video, and it was the collection that this was released with. But when I took a look at myself in the mirror and I was like, wait, what happened to my skin? And this is, okay, let me find my words. This is the sort of product that even if you have mature skin and you have texture and you have fine lines, this never emphasizes that. Do you see the glow on my skin? Like, my hands are dry, they're textured, you can see it here, but it doesn't do this here. It doesn't catch on that texture. It doesn't make the skin look worse, it makes it look better. I don't know. There's something about these. The 3 shades that I have, I do like all of them. My like repurchase is the one in Crystal Nebula, because I finished a full size one of these, picked up some other shades. I'm like, you know what? This is my favorite. So even before I was finished with the other ones and I was telling myself, you gotta finish the other ones before you can buy it, I was like, no, I cannot be without Crystal Nebula. I have been in love with this product. It works really, really, really well if you're using it as a primer, so it brings glow underneath your foundation. It's beautiful, topped over the top of, you know, cream and liquid products. If you mix it together with a little bit of blush to make a glowy blush, oh my goodness, it's fantastic. But the one thing I will tell you, because it is a liquid blush and it does have this chunky doe foot, you're gonna be tempted to like, if you have already like set your face, or if you have already, you know, like mixed your blush the way you want it, I would put it on the back of your hand, you know, disperse it a little bit, either pick up a sponge or pick up a brush and then use that to go over the top. I have successfully used this when I thin it out like a lot over the top of a set face, very carefully, but I like this best when I'm using it over cream and liquid products and an unset cheek. Normally I'll just powder my T-zone. Today I'm full powdered, but I have been able to get this to work over a powdered face, but for me, I have to hold my breath less and cross my fingers less when I just use it over an unset cheek. But I do love this product with my whole heart. I really feel like this is my standout liquid highlight. I love it so much. I don't care about the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I don't really love the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. There are so many other beautiful liquid highlights out there, but nothing that I've tried holds a candle to this. And this formula, the way that it doesn't add texture or glitter and it makes my skin look better, man, I refuse to be without. Refuse. I was late to the game. I know that. And a lot of it is I have tried products from this brand before and they just never really captured my imagination. And I think a lot of it has to do with the type of color story that you like, the type of makeup that you habitually wear. But the minute Natasha Denona released this palette right here, I was like, must. So this I Need a Nude is one of the most beautiful. I know a lot of people who like something a little bit more colorful, something a little bit sparklier. They feel like this isn't enough. Okay, fine. But Natasha has so many other palettes with pinks and purples and blues and trio chromes, and those usually, as I'm sitting here with this crazy spangly eye on, are not the sort of products that I reach for on the daily. These are the sorts of shades and the level of sparkle that I'm willing to commit to. And when I got this palette in August, I was like, man, I've never had this sort of a reaction to a Natasha Denona palette. I've had several of the 5-pan palettes before she started making the mini sizes. I did have like the Metropolis palette, which was okay. The color story just doesn't call to me. I also had the Zendo palette and I was like, also not my color story. But when I got this I Need a Nude, I was like, you know which other one I need? Have to get this one, the Glam palette. These palettes, if you are a nude lover, these are so good. And a lot of people think like this is the cool toned palette because you do have like this cool shade, these cooler shades in through here, but you do also have some warmth. Like you definitely have some of these warmer tones. I feel like this I Need a Nude has more all over cool tones. So if you're looking, I know it looks kind of like a peachy, but it's kind of like a cool peachy pink. Same here, this is kind of like a dusty shade, but the rest of these, they are impeccable, impeccable. I love this so much. And another thing that's so great about Natasha Denona is that they have these little holes in the back so that you can use a bobby pin or you can use a safety pin to push these things out, rearrange them how you want, you know, take some out of this palette, mix them in with guys from here. Like you can do anything you want. And I love that so much about this midi size. And I feel like for the quality we're getting here, this price, you know, like what is it, $69? I feel like I'm willing to pay for it. And if she continues to come out with color stories that aren't too wildly blue or too wildly purple, chances are I'm gonna be willing to stretch myself out of my color comfort zone because I like the formula so much. Man, those are just great eyeshadows. Okay, last luxury product I'm gonna leave you with is a lipstick. Now, here's where I tell you, I have been buying luxury lipstick left, right, and center. The last year, it has been my bougie lip year. I did a video recently, I'll link it for you here in the description box below, trying on 18 luxury lipsticks because I'm working on a lipstick video series. I am trying to buy some of the most expensive lipsticks that appeal to me. I'm not gonna buy all of them, and try the formulas. And then we're gonna talk about matte formulas. We're gonna talk about satin formulas. We're gonna talk about glossy formulas. We'll do a breakdown based on color, like reds and nudes and pinks. I think that's sort of a deep dive where we're talking about the formulations, how they wear, were they comfortable? I need it to be comfortable, I need it to be low maintenance, and I need it to be worth my dollars. So I'm willing to spend my beauty budget to do that. But here's the one lipstick that I will give you a spoiler on. I love these. Another one of those products that I had one that I liked it so much. And when you have like 350 lipsticks, you don't need another one of the same formula. You don't need another lipstick, but much less one of the same formula. I couldn't help myself. And it's this. This is the Armani Lip Power. Okay. The first one that I got was this one right here. This is the kind of a pinky nude shade. And this is the shade 109. And it is the most beautiful, just enough, not too much, slightly cool leaning nude. It doesn't have more of those orangey tones. Here it looks very definitely pink, but when I'm pairing it with other things on my face and my natural lip color, it tends to pull a little bit more nude. And I love this formula so much. I was like, I need a red. So I got the shade 400 and it is the most stunning. Each of these, that's just one swatch, one swipe. This is one of the most comfortable pigmented lipsticks. Now, are these budge proof? No, they're a cream bullet lipstick. These are kind of like a comfortable formula on the lips, but they kind of hang tight. They are tenacious. I was also worried that with kind of like this diamond shape, it was gonna be hard to apply when they're brand new. This little tip here can give you a run for your money at your Cupid's bow, but the nice part is the bottom part is rounded out. That's the part that's going along your bottom lip line. I really like this shape of a bullet. The other thing I like about this is when I say I want a luxury lipstick to be comfortable, to be hydrating and low maintenance. When I say low maintenance, I don't want it on my teeth. I don't want it finding all of those fine lines around my lips because I'm 49 and kind of, no, I don't need that. I need you to stay where I put you. I need you not to make a mess around the borders of my mouth. I need you not to dry my lips out. And I need you to be easy to reapply if I have a snack or I drink 12 cups of coffee. I don't recommend that. But you see what I'm saying? If I'm drinking beverage after beverage, I want to know that if I need to touch up my lipstick, it's going to be easy and I don't need like lip liner and concealer. I want a low maintenance color, especially a low maintenance red. These guys. These guys are so good. You also see there's some shine to these. These are beautiful. They're very pigmented. They last really well. These are the only two Armani lipsticks I have. I know they're relaunching some of their liquid lip formulas. I've been kind of curious to try more, but I want to see what they're gonna re-release before I invest in something that they're gonna be like, and 2 months later it's discontinued. But right now, these lip powers are amazing. I know there is a lip power in a matte formula. I've been less excited about trying that after seeing a couple of reviews, but this original release in this kind of creamy satin formula, Totally worth it. I wish they would expand their shade range and come out with some slightly more nuanced shades of lipsticks, because this formula is killer. I also really like that it's kind of like an oval sort of package, the red and black. It's very chic. It's very lovely. Man, this is a great formula. Here's what I want to remind you. If I didn't talk about another product, you know, a powder, a blush, a lipstick, an eyeshadow that I've talked about before and I've raved about, doesn't mean I don't love it. But in today's like random mood, my package from Beautylist didn't arrive, you know, none of my things are getting delivered. What can I talk about? I was like, ooh, luxury products that are worth it. These are the ones, like, in the moment that I'm in, I'm like, yeah. And it didn't take long to pull this together. I was just kind of opening all my drawers and rifling through them, like, you, and I was like, okay, let's leave it there, because I didn't want to do a whole bunch of lipsticks, a whole bunch of blushes. I wanted to do just like the one thing that instantly grabbed me when I was looking through my stash. These were those guys. But that doesn't mean that I don't love all the other things that I've been telling you about. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I know there are so many creators putting content out there, and the fact that you take the time to watch my videos and to interact with me in the comments just means the world to me. Thank you so much. Here's what I want to know. If you have a favorite luxury product, what is it? Is it something you've been buying for a decade and a half and you will not be without? Is it something that you recently discovered and were like, that's good enough, I need more? I want to know what that is. The other thing I want to know is if you're one of those people, you're like, nothing is worth those crazy prices. I want to hear your perspective. Or if you went and bought a luxury item and you tried it and you were so disappointed. Tell me about that experience and what the product was. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon.